Hello, I'm Shihab Ratansi in Washington. Here are the main stories brought to you by Al Jazeera. Hundreds of passengers from the Gaza aid flotilla have arrived in Istanbul. They were detained for 2 days by Israel after it stormed their convoy. The passengers were greeted by a host of Turkish officials, including the Deputy Prime Minister. The bodies of the 9 killed during the Israeli raid were also on board. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna described the scene as the first plane was arriving.
We are seeing scenes as these people who have been held by Israel finally arriving back on Turkish soil. And the situation now is getting more and more complicated as it goes on in terms of relations between Turkey and Israel. This delay in the flight has been explained in various forms, but Turkey has been adamant from the beginning of the situation that it was not going to take any formal stance on its relation with Israel until all its citizens were home.
The oil giant BP says it's preparing to resume trying to cut through an underwater pipe. Its latest attempt to capture oil from a gushing well in the Gulf of Mexico. Earlier on Wednesday, a diamond-edged saw got stuck partway through cutting the pipe. As BP tries to stem the growing slick, oil from the largest spill in U.S. history has now been spotted off the coast of Florida. 13 are dead after a gunman went on the rampage in northwest England. Authorities believe taxi driver Derek Bird killed a colleague in the Lake District and then drove across the county, apparently targeting victims at random before taking his own life. A UN human rights official has condemned the U.S.'s use of unmanned drones in military attacks. Philip Alston made the announcement on Wednesday to the UN Human Rights Council. He says the aerial attacks have killed innocent civilians in Afghanistan and Pakistan and amount to an ill-defined license to kill. Haiti's UN representative says his country's democracy is at risk if more aid doesn't arrive soon. He made his comments during a donors conference in the neighboring Dominican Republic. After more than 5 months, 1.5 million Haitians are still displaced and living in unsafe conditions following the earthquake. And those are the top stories. You can always keep up to date with the news on our website, the address aljazeera.net/English.